At 84, Connie Smith finally talks about Bill Anderson. Connie Smith was born Connie Joan Rami on August 14, 1941 in Elkhart, Indiana. She started from a simple life and became one of country music's most loved female singers, getting respect from other artists, reviewers, and fans over many years. Connie's early days were full of tough times and staying strong. She grew up when money was really tight, and she went through a rough childhood with being poor and personal problems. Music was her safe place. She learned guitar as a teen and loved the sounds of old country, gospel, and Appalachian tunes. Those things later helped create her special singing style, clean, strong, and full of real feelings. Even when she was young, Connie had a voice that showed sadness, wanting something and power very clearly. Her life changed a lot in the early 1960s when she moved to Ohio and joined a band there. While she was singing one time, Bill Anderson, who is one of country music's top songwriters, spotted her. He saw how special her voice was and helped her get a deal to record with RCA Victor. That team-up started one of the biggest first steps in country music ever. In 1964, Connie Smith put out her first song, Once a Day. The song got super popular right away, hitting #1 on the Billboard Hot Country Singles chart and staying there for 8 weeks straight, which was a new record for a woman in country music back then. The song's big win made Connie a Ray All-Star and showed her special sound, with high, feeling-filled singing and regular country instruments. After that came 10 years of amazing wins. Through the 1960s and 1970s, Connie Smith got more than 70 songs on the country charts, like favorites such as Then and Only Then, Ain't Had No Loving, I Never Once Stopped Loving You, and The Hurtin's All Over. Her songs always showed what real classic country is about, telling stories from the heart, being honest, and deep feelings. When country music started moving toward fancier pop-like sounds, Connie's voice stood out as her special thing. Other singers and producers often called it one of the best voices ever in country music. Dolly Parton, Loretta Lynn, George Jones, and Merle Haggard all said they really looked up to her talent, and lots of them saw Connie Smith as the perfect example of great singing. Her way of showing soft feelings without overdoing it made her songs feel like they were just for you and easy to connect with. Even with all her success in music, Connie's personal life had hard parts too. She dealt with worry, feeling down, and the stress of being famous, things she later talked about openly and kindly. In the late 1970s, when she was really popular, she chose to step away from music to spend time with her family and her faith. That decision was unusual back then and made people see her even more as someone who followed her beliefs instead of chasing money. After being away for a few years, Connie Smith came back to music the way she wanted. Her newer songs, especially in the 1990s and 2000s, got great reviews and fresh respect. Albums like Connie Smith, Long Line of Heartaches, and The Cry of the Heart showed a grown-up artist whose voice, even softer from age, still had all its feeling strength. By the early 2000s, Smith's place in music wasn't just about hits or awards anymore. It became something bigger, longer-lasting, and very personal in country music. In 2002, she got one of the best honors of her whole career when she was ranked 9th on CMT's big list of the greatest women in country music. That put her with the most important female singers the style ever had, proving what fans and other artists always thought. Smith's voice, kindness, and real feelings helped form the heart of country music. Maybe E's sweetest part was praise from one of her own favorites. Famous country singer George Jones, who Connie looked up to her whole life, gave her a huge compliment by calling her his favorite female country singer ever in his book, I Live to Tell All. Coming from someone whose words meant a lot in Nashville, that meant a lot and felt special. It was a quiet but strong sign of the respect Smith got from the biggest names in country. Instead of just enjoying old awards, Smith kept following her art and her faith. In 2003, she put out a Christian album called Love Never Fails, a warm team-up with Barbara Fairchild and Sharon White from the well-known family group, The Whites. The album showed Smith's strong belief and her wish to make music that lifts people up and makes them feel better, mixing gospel love with the realness that always marked her singing. Her effect reached new young country stars too. In 2005, Martina McBride honored Smith by recording a new version of her big hit, Once a Day, for the album Timeless. Putting the song there showed it was still a classic and proved Smith's big, lasting mark on today's country singers who love her way of singing, holding back, and deep feelings. Still working as a solo singer, Smith gave a great show in May 2007 when she sang Sonny James' A World of Our Own at the Country Music Hall of Fame's special medallion event. The moment celebrated the song and also Smith's own spot in country music history. That same year, she shared a very personal music time by recording a duet with her husband for his album Compadres, mixing her pro skills with family love. In 2012, Connie Smith got one of the top honors in country when she went into the Country Music Hall of Fame. Everyone said it was way past time and cheered for it. At her induction, they praised her not just for chart wins, but for always staying true to the heart of country music. Her work was seen as a link between the old roots. Even though the marriage ended in divorce in the early 1990s, it was one of her longest and most important ones. After that divorce, Smith said out loud she would never marry again, thinking that part of life was done. But life had different ideas. On July 8, 1997, she surprised people by getting married a fourth time, this time to well-known country singer and producer Marty Stewart. Stewart started producing Smith's music after writing songs for her 1998 comeback album, starting her career up again and also making real a promise he had since he was a kid. Stewart often talked about meeting Smith 26 years before when he was only 12 and saw her show at a fair on an Indian reservation near his hometown of Philadelphia, Mississippi. I met Connie when I was 12 years old, he said. She hasn't changed a bit. She looked great then, and she looks great now. Amazingly, Stewart even told his mom back then that he would marry Connie Smith one day. A kid's wish that really happened. Thinking about how strong and long their marriage is, Smith says faith keeps it going. She talks openly about how important spiritual roots are, saying in a simple but deep way how they keep their relationship strong. Make the Lord the center and commit. Those words hold the lessons from a whole life of love, losing, hope, and starting over. A lasting sign that even after hard times in love, new starts can always happen. At 84 years old, Connie Smith is at a point where thinking back feels normal and being honest feels right. For a long time loved as one of country music's cleanest voices, Smith usually let her songs do the talking for her. But when it comes to Bill Anderson, the famous songwriter, singer, and big part of her life for years, she doesn't feel like staying quiet anymore. With all the years of wisdom, Connie Smith finally shares about the guy who helped build her career, her belief in H. He didn't try to change me into something I wasn't. He believed being real mattered more than being perfect, and that built up my confidence. Over time, their roads met and split as both kept growing as artists. Anderson kept writing and singing while Smith mixed her work with family, and later took breaks from being in the public eye. Through everything, her thanks for Anderson grew. When you get older, you start to see who really mattered. She said Bill mattered not because of fame or success, but because of how he treated people. Now looking back from 84 years old, Smith talks clearly and with thanks instead of just missing old days. I don't live in the past, she explained, but I honor it, and I honor the people who helped me survive it with my dignity intact. She pauses before adding, Bill Anderson helped give me a voice, not just on records, but as a person. For that, I'll always be thankful. In a music world full of short friendships and hidden bad feelings, Connie Smith's words stand out because they are so kind. Her thoughts about Bill Anderson aren't wild or exciting, but they feel very real, a way of saying thanks for his help, kindness, and working together on art. At 84, Connie Smith isn't changing the story. She's just telling it now in her own quiet, clear way.